sopping wet hair, no makeup at all, to talk about some of my favorite parenting books. Books that I have clung to for examples and way to navigate this life with kids. And I thought I would share with you some of my favorites. But today I am focusing on books for kids and books for moms or dads to help them through struggling times that we go through as parents. Some of these books that I'm recommending are actually Christian books. If you don't know me personally or have a relationship with me, I love Jesus, and my husband and I are a part of a church that we absolutely adore and love. So with these parenting styles, we lead our kids in a path of following Jesus and giving them the tools to choose on their own faith journey. So I hope these are just encouraging to you. If you are not a believer in Jesus, that's okay. I still actually think you could get a lot from some of these books. Not all of them are Christian, but I just wanted to give a little disclaimer before we started that 2 of the 3 I'm recommending are Christian books, but I really believe that the foundations that they teach are sustainable and actually raise your kids in an amazing way. So I just wanted to share with you these books today. The first book that I want to share with you today is called Love and Logic. It's about teaching your children responsibility. This is not a Christian book. It's a book that people actually use for different programs and curriculum. I wanted to show you this book. I love this book so much that this book has no cover. It's been chewed apart by my dog, but this book has been through the ringer. I will reference it through a lot. I want to share a little bit about what the book's about. Love and Logic really emphasizes on raising your kids through choices, consequences with empathy. It also tells you all the different parenting styles that are ineffective and why they're ineffective, and then how you can be more an effective parent. One really good thing I love about Love and Logic is there's a huge section that's very specific on different categories. Whether it's biting, spanking, bullying, whatever it is, we'll actually just have one section. They're called pearls that you can go to and really just figure out how to handle that one thing. Some kids deal with all the different issues. Some kids only deal with 1 or 2. So this book is amazing, not only in giving you as a parent ideas and the resources to handle certain things and handle how to parent the child as a whole, but also it gives you techniques and ideas of how to handle different issues that may come up at different phases and different areas in your child's life. So Love and Logic, one of my top favorite books. I always recommend it for parenting and for raising kids. I think it's so important to teach a child at a young age personal responsibility. If we can teach our children that there are choices in everything and that still means that there might be consequences, good or bad consequences, being able to teach those skills at a young age is just going to make them a better adult. We as parents can help facilitate their environment to be healthy and to teach them things that are going to help them flourish. So that's my goal as a parent, is to just be able to cultivate an amazing environment for my kids, give them the resources they may need to be a good adult, to make right choices and right decisions for their lives. Whether or not it's the choice I would make, I want them to make the right choice for them, and then realize with every choice there's consequences, and are they okay with whatever consequence comes. So Love and Logic, one of my favorite books. Pick it up, get it on audiobook. You can even get it from a library near you. I highly recommend it. The next book I recommend is a Christian book, but it actually uses a lot of the things from Love and Logic, the first book I recommended, and puts the Bible and kind of incorporates it with what the Bible says as being parents. Here's the book right here. It's written by Danny Silk. He's out of Redding, California, Bethel Church in Redding. Loving Your Kids on Purpose focuses on protecting the freedoms that each child has from birth, but then also protecting the heart-to-heart connection that you have with your child. Loving Your Kids on Purpose talks about that children need freedom, but also as a parent-child relationship, they need to trust that that freedom's not going to disappear while keeping that heart-to-heart connection. It's just super important not to destroy that trust with your child. This is a book I would highly recommend, but I also say read Love and Logic too. I feel like those books really go hand in hand. I love both of them equally, and they are definitely a part of my top 3 books that I recommend for parents. The third book that actually has just more recently made it in my top 3 books for parenting is the book called Grateful Kids in an Entitled World. This book is really a story of a family that has learned that saying no to things actually has brought more freedom to their family. So why it's best and healthiest to not give our kids everything. Giving kids perspective through service and hard work. It gives you great ideas of how to guide our kids to be fulfilled and successful adults. The best thing about all 3 of these books, but specifically about the Grateful Kids in an Entitled World, it talks about that it's never too late to raise a grateful kid. So make sure that no matter how old your kid is, you pick up the copy of this book. So this book is amazing because each chapter actually ends with how to do the chapter it just talked about as the parent, and then also gives you ideas of how to implement it in your child's life at different phases of their age. It talks about preschoolers, it talks about elementary age, preteens, teens, and then even high schoolers. So it goes through until the child is off to college and out of the house of how to implement these different amazing ways of basically swimming upstream. It admits that we live in an entitled world. If we decide to live counterculturally to that, we will be swimming upstream. And it is hard and it is tough if you want to swim against culture and swim against this entitled world. It's actually very hard to swim upstream. So at the end of each chapter, it actually gives you ideas of how to swim upstream, how to swim against the flow of culture with your preschooler, with your elementary age child, with your preteen or teen, and even your high schooler. So it's never too late to implement any of these ideas. I have hopes that all of us can be able to strengthen our parenting, to be able to give our kids resources to be an amazing adult. And that is how I believe we're going to change the world. It is an amazing responsibility to be a parent. So my desire is to help you also as parents, to encourage you that you can also raise an amazing adult. You have resources, you have a community to surround you, because we can't do this alone. And so books and resources and our community can help us to raise just incredible children that then turn into amazing, fulfilled adults. So if you like what you hear, make sure you hit the subscribe button in the top corner and also hit the notification button below so you can get updated on when our next video comes live.